publish their capacity numbers each day. Yesterday, 88% of their beds, and 67% of their intensive care beds were occupied. Dr. Salah Najim is the vice president of acute care services at Stormont Vail. He says they started seeing numbers start to rise at the end of June.
And so we saw a bigger number in end of July, mid to end of July. And now we're kind of seeing kind of a flattening and maybe a trend down, but it's hard to predict where the curve is going.
Stormont has a floor with 32 rooms that have negative airflow. This is where they keep coronavirus patients so the virus can't spread from room to room. Dr. Najim says they've only ever used half of this floor now, and there are another 46 rooms in the hospital, I'm told, that have that negative airflow capacity. So if they were to ever outgrow that floor, they could move. So just to keep that in perspective, I know those high capacity numbers that I was talking about at the beginning seem a little high, but the doctors that I talked to say that they are monitoring it and they do have plans for the future if the pandemic progresses. Live in Central Topeka, James Ryan, KSNT News.
Thanks a lot, James. Well, the CDC puts together an estimate of that percentage on hospital beds that are occupied in each state, and we've included that link and statements from other area hospitals on our website. Go to ksnt.com. Well, let's look at current coronavirus numbers right here. Kansas is surpassing the 26,000 coronavirus case mark. That's about 15,000, though, who have recovered included in that. And so far, 339 people in Kansas have died from coronavirus. We take a look at this chart. You can see the second wave significantly higher than what we did back in May. But only in the last couple of days are the newly reported cases starting to flatten out just a little bit. The state's top doctor, Secretary Norman with the Health Department, says that our cases may be plateauing. Persons in Kansas are reporting new coronavirus cases, but not as high as it once was. The Department of Corrections says that 4 of its 9 facilities currently have fewer than 10 active coronavirus cases. Norton, El Dorado, Hutchinson, Ellsworth all have cases, but officials say more prisoners are wearing masks. And Department of Learning, basically, they're getting all the learning techniques from the previous outbreaks and implementing that. So current prisoners with the virus are not showing symptoms, but anybody infected is being sent to a special unit at Lansing, separated from the rest of the population.
We're testing and screening people coming and going, enforcing and encouraging the use of masks among the residents and the staff. Testing early, so when we get that first case, get in there and testing seems to really be a key factor in this.
The Kansas Department of Corrections is announcing that a staff member at the Topeka Correctional Facility has died from complications. Officials say 74-year-old Richard Rose died on Saturday. Rose was a facility maintenance supervisor and worked for the Department of Corrections for more than 17 years. This is the third staff death related to the virus, the first 2 being at Lansing Correctional Facility. Well, you can keep up with the latest coronavirus headlines and the different trends that we're tracking. We put it all in one spot, so bookmark this site, ksnt.com/coronavirus.
We've got a pretty quiet start to the day in some locations, including Topeka. Here's a look outside at our Central Topeka camera, where we actually have a pretty nice sunrise going on right now with some of these clouds moving through the area. But if you head out to the west, looking at our Junction City camera, we've got a shower moving through the area, and we're going to continue to see these showers increasing in coverage throughout the rest of the day today. We do have a storm system that we're watching just to our south that's going to be really staying with us for the next couple of days and lingering over our area, bringing with it several chances for some storms producing some heavy rainfall at times throughout the next couple of days. So here's that closer look at our satellite and radar, where we do have some spotty activity showing up this morning, mainly in Franklin and Douglas County, where we're seeing some light rain showers. We've also got some lighter showers moving through portions of Pottawatomie County and some heavier showers moving through Riley County this morning too. So we'll continue to see that lifting off to the north and east, and we'll see the coverage increasing as well today. Storms will be likely this afternoon, and temperatures will warm up into the low to mid 80s. Tonight we'll keep those storms going, and into the daytime tomorrow as well. We'll still keep that chance for scattered showers and storms. Temperatures cool off a little bit tomorrow. We're only going to make it up into the lower 80s, and we're going to cool off even further as we close out the week and start the weekend. We'll have more details on that, plus how much rain we can expect coming up.
The debate on how and when to send students back to school is certainly ongoing, and this morning we're learning more about at least one district's plan for fall and also that long-awaited decision for high school sports. Leaders with the Topeka Public School District say that school is set to resume on September 9th. All students will start learning online. Then students have 3 options to continue school. But here's the key. Parents have to decide which one they want to do within the next 2 weeks. Students will automatically be enrolled in a hybrid phase. That's where you go to school 2 days a week and then meet with teachers via Zoom the other 3. Then families also have the option to do complete remote learning. That's where teachers meet with students only by video chat. Now, while parents might remember that sudden jump to online learning from last spring, school leaders say this fall will look much different. The state has guidelines on how many minutes each student needs to work on various subjects of the day, plus they will be taking attendance.
Those that don't follow that attendance guidelines, will be following up with them. Even those that never get logged on or just never connected, we will be doing home visits. We have a bunch of contingency plans in case.
Now, administrators say they know many folks have connectivity problems, so they're going to work with Cox Communications for more internet access for families who lack high-speed internet. Well, we've got a running list of plans from different school districts all across Northeast Kansas. We put it on our website right now, and we know it's a critical decision for parents, grandparents, and caregivers. We've got you covered on what those plans look like for your kids and grandkids. Just go to KSNT.com. And here's the update on high school sports that we promised. The state's High School Activities Association shot down a proposal to delay the season. And that means the original schedule for fall sports is on, and that is August 17th. The board was split 5 votes to 4 to push back that motion and to kind of push the start back to September. And KSHA previously sent out a survey to local school district leaders before making a decision, and it showed that over 70% of the schools had planned to start either on August 17th or the 24th. Topeka City leaders are figuring out just how to spend your taxpayer money. At a special meeting for the City Council, leaders took another look at the 2021 city budget. And cities across the world, we know the pandemic is hurting, and that is the case in Topeka as well. City Manager Brent Trout says that the biggest change will be to city employees. They're planning to cut 32 positions, 14 of which he says are currently being filled by people, but Trout also says that he's proud that they were able to keep the mill levy rate the same, which means no increase in the city's property tax rate.
I think the most important thing to know is that even though there are reductions in staffing, there are changes that are going to occur in the budget, we generally feel that the provision of service will not change for them. We feel that we're going to be able to continue to provide business in the way we have. But you know, that's all predicated on making some changes in our operations in order to be able to do that.
Now, during the talks, there was some pushback to at least a few details. Councilman Duncan says that he doesn't like the idea of raising the price of admission at the Topeka Zoo and suggests only raising it for people who live outside of Shawnee County. And then also, cuts to departments like animal control would mean that Topeka Police would have to pick up those responsibilities. The council will meet again on August 11th to either approve or amend the budget. Also at the City Council meeting, a local woman is fighting to improve her neighborhood. She needs the help, though, of Topeka City leaders to do it. Council members are working on a consolidated action plan, and that's going to outline how they spend federal money on housing programs and community development. So at the meeting, Teresa Miller brought up some proposed changes that she says would really hurt her neighborhood. So she asked council members not to take away money from the Empowerment Grant Fund, which usually goes toward Topeka neighborhoods that request things to be fixed, like sidewalks and parks. But the current plan is proposing moving some of that money into a different program.
They always talk about how we need to beautify Topeka. Well, we're trying, but you keep taking funds away from us, so we can't do it.
Council members, they are going to take a closer look at those concerns and discuss them, but they don't have to come up with any approved plan until late December. Well, coming up, tensions continue around the country surrounding race relations. We're going to see what local leaders want to hear from you on what you need from them.
And we still have a couple days of some pretty muggy conditions to get through. We've also got a couple days of storm chances as well, but behind those we'll have much more comfortable humidity levels moving in for the end of the week and for the weekend especially. We'll talk more about that and how cool it's going to feel coming up.
You're watching KSNT News at 6 with David George and Storm Track meteorologist Becky Taylor.
you're sick of the scandals, think we need a fresh start, Jake LaTurner is the best choice. Main Street Kansas values, hardworking, results-driven, and honest for a change. Jake will make Kansas proud again, like Lynn Jenkins did. Protect taxpayers, like he's done as treasurer. And Jake will hold corrupt politicians accountable because Kansas deserves better. To turn the page, Jake LaTurner.
I'm Jake LaTurner, and I approve this message. Check out this floor project blowout.
Installation is half price on our best-selling waterproof floors. Find top-quality hardwood floors with a hard-to-beat price. And look for a red tag. It means savings on all in-stock carpet, hardwood, and luxury vinyl tile. Plus, buy any floor with free financing. You'll save hundreds. The Floor Project. We stand for lower prices.
At this moment in our country's history, Kansas needs a conservative fighter in the United States Senate, Chris Kobach.
The time is now to stand up for the proven principles and constitutional rights that have made this country great and made this country strong. We must reject the political correctness that the progressives and the left are constantly putting on us and stand up for the time-tested values of hard work, faith in God, and the United States Constitution.
Free Forever PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
I'm Steve Watkins, and I've lived a lifetime of service. On battlefields, defending freedom. I went to West Point and served in Afghanistan. My opponent, Jake LaTurner, he's all about self-service. Aren't you fed up with career politicians? Fed up with paying LaTurner's massive tax increase, and fed up with his bill that lets the government seize your property? I'm Steve Watkins, and I approve this message because you deserve a conservative outsider who will never stop fighting for you.
Your day is complicated enough. Keeping track of the latest local news, weather, and sports shouldn't be. Fortunately, you can get it all in one place. KSNT.com. At the ball game, the office, or at home. No matter where life takes you, stay connected with the latest local news, weather, and sports when you want it at KSNT.com. Anytime, any place, any device. One address, KSNT.com. You're watching KSNT News at 6. Winner of the Regional Edward R. Murrow Award for continuing coverage.
The news continues right now on this Wednesday morning. It's 11 minutes after 6. Well, as tensions continue to mount around the country surrounding race relations, some of the local leaders want to hear from you on what you need from them. Topeka Mayor Michelle De La Isa and also City Manager Brent Trout talked about ongoing discussions of police reform in our community. So the 8 Can't Wait campaign, that's 8 things that proponents of police reform want to see change, like banning chokeholds and shooting at moving vehicles. Now, these are policies that the Topeka Police Department has had, and as of last week, no-knock warrants actually became a citywide ordinance. So since the conversation is ongoing, they're holding different meetings in August to hear from you.
What's been happening at the national level is not okay. But we have to figure out a way that we're going to come together and start having a conversation, a real conversation on how we're going to move forward, and we're going to start working with policy.
So the first talk is August 12th. That's put on by SPCP, or the Strengthening Police and Community Partnerships Program. That's going to be a forum and community discussion at 6 that evening. Then the second one is going to be on August 13th at noon. And the mayor, Michelle De La Isla, she's going to hold a special city council meeting on August 25th at 6 p.m. Here's a KSNT News update. Prosecutors have filed murder charges in a deadly motorcycle crash at Billard Airport. Dylan Hernandez died last month after crashing into a building on site. Officers say he was not wearing a helmet and died later at the hospital. But then officers determined that a truck was involved, and they've arrested the driver, Tommy Sherrill. Prosecutors have filed multiple charges against Sherrill, including murder, theft, and various drug charges. Nearly 24 professional football players have tested positive for coronavirus. Coming up in this program, what the NFL is doing to prevent spreading that virus to even more players and coaches. Plus, we're going to join our friends over at Magic 107.7. Sean's in the house. He's fired up about at least one sport that's going on. More on that in a moment.
Well,
We've got some spotty showers already beginning to show up on our Max Track radar this morning. We've got some heavier showers moving through portions of Riley County. Junction City getting some lighter rain showers as well right now, and we'll continue to see this coverage expanding throughout the day of these storms and showers. We'll talk more about that coming up.
Why would Chris Kobach lose again in November? Let's see. Kobach has strong ties to white nationalists. Kobach was pro-abortion before he was against it. And he was even passed over for a job in President Trump's cabinet. No wonder national Democrats are spending millions to help Chris Kobach win the Republican primary. They know Kobach would lose our Republican Senate seat. Say no to Chris Kobach and liberal Democrats. Plains Pack is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Hi folks, for over 30 years we have been designing and building decks. We install natural wood decking as well as high-end composites with over 30 colors to choose from. We have many rail designs such as cable, composite, aluminum, and glass panels. For a limited time, we are offering $1,500 off on a 16x14 one-story deck. Let us turn your dream into a reality. Call today or visit our website. We are your home remodeling specialists.
They're on the attack. Mitt Romney Republicans and never-Trumpers are coming for Chris Kobach. They think Kobach's too conservative. The Romney crowd loves Roger Marshall, the guy who's part of the Washington swamp. Marshall's taken big bucks from opioid and drug companies. He refused to give up his own pay during the government shutdown, and he voted to add trillions to the national debt. Swampy Roger Marshall, wrong for Kansas. Sunflower State is responsible for the content of this ad.
A wet basement, failing foundation, or damaged concrete leads to decreased value and loss of pride in your home. These issues won't get better with time, but they will get better with us. Visit us at gothrasher.com to set up a free custom consultation for your home today.
Dr. Roger Marshall has shown he'll stand up for Kansas veterans. Marshall co-sponsored legislation signed into law by President Trump that will help tens of thousands of Vietnam vets get the benefits they deserve. And he voted to give veterans better access and choice in healthcare. In the Senate, Dr. Roger Marshall will keep our nation's promise to Kansas vets. Roger Marshall, endorsed by Bob Dole and Kansans for Life. Senate Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Stauffer Lawn and Landscape. Service, style, originality. Whether it's landscaping, irrigation, retaining walls, or patios, we can make your not-so-pleasing space into a space you and your family can enjoy. To request a quote, visit staufferlawn.com.
For local news, weather, and sports, visit KSNT.com. Winner of the 2019 Kansas Association of Broadcasters Station Website of the Year. Emporia WeatherCam, sponsored by Emporia State University.
Along with Becky, I'm David. It's What's the Buzz time. That means we bring in Magic 107.7. And Sean is holding down the fort today. So what do you have for us?
Well, first off, I'd just like to say happy St. Louis Blues are back in action day. Very excited.
Is that an official holiday?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
You have so long to watch a hockey game. I am so, even if it's an exhibition game, I don't care. I'm just ready for it. I mean, I'm already watching baseball. Hopefully that doesn't go away. But what goes better than watching a nice sport than a chicken wing? Because it's National Chicken Wing Day. And I got to find the best chicken wing in Topeka. And I'm going to be asking everybody's help later on Facebook and on the radio.
You know what? I have a hard time wasting time on chicken wings. I like the drummies better. I get more meat and it's more satisfying.
And I was just about to say I have an unpopular opinion and I don't like chicken wings. So isn't that shocking?
I think in my life I probably had chicken wings 5 times or less. It just seems like a lot of work to me. Fried chicken's one thing, wings another. But I know you're into it.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I could eat, like, I was in a chicken eating wing contest, and I almost won, and it was weird because I had to throw the wings into the bucket. That's how you won.
Oh,
now, how
I almost thought you said a chicken wing throwing contest. Like you were kind of chicken winging it just a little bit.
You have to hit the empty wing into the bucket.
All right, so you got to get some for hockey.
Oh, yes.
Get you a big bucket.
Happy Chicken Wing Day, Sean.
You betcha. See you later, sir.
Bye.
So we have some showers creeping in, and for the morning commute, wet for some, not for others, but it looks like almost everybody gets some in the next day or two.
Yes, we'll probably see scattered showers and storms off and on throughout the next couple of days. It's not going to rain all day long in any location, but we'll likely see some showers at times. Here's a look outside at our central Topeka camera, where we actually have a really pretty sunrise going on right now, and we'll continue to see these clouds streaming in throughout the day, probably seeing some more storms bubbling up throughout this afternoon. We've got another cloudy shot looking outside at our Emporia camera. And we've got some showers moving through portions of the area. We've got some light rain in the eastern half, mainly in Douglas and Franklin counties. We've also got some heavier rain showers moving through portions of Geary and Riley County this morning. So it's pretty spotty right now, but it'll become more widely scattered as we go throughout the rest of this afternoon. So here's your future track, picking up on those scattered showers and storms lifting off to the north and east. Some of those could produce some pretty heavy downpours at times today that will linger throughout the overnight hours. And if we can get this complex of storms to develop in Nebraska and move our way, we might see some heavier rain out of that, maybe a brief wind gust as well as it moves through the area. So we'll be keeping an eye on that tonight. But overall, we're not looking at a severe weather risk with this. We're just looking at some heavy rain potential, maybe some flooding potential if you've already seen a lot of rain this week. The scattered showers and storms continue throughout the daytime tomorrow, eventually lingering throughout the overnight hours and into Friday. And like I said, it's not going to rain all day long at any given location, but we do have these chances for storms lingering with us all through Friday and eventually clearing out by the time we get to this weekend. So by the time it's all said and done, definitely not out of the question to see maybe 1 to even 2 inches of rain, maybe even some locations picking up a little bit more than that. Don't get so focused on the exact numbers here, but just know that we have that potential to see 1 to 2 inches of rain widespread across northeast Kansas. Temperatures right now are in the low to mid 70s, and as we go throughout the rest of the day, we'll warm things up into the low to mid 80s. Heading into tomorrow, we're a couple of degrees cooler with temperatures in the lower 80s, and then things really start to improve for us as we head into this weekend, especially Friday. That looks to be the coolest day of the next 7. Temperatures will be in the upper 70s, if you can believe it, for the last day of July. Heading into this weekend, though, we'll have a lot of sunshine, maybe a little bit more cloud cover early Saturday morning, but that should give way to more sun late in the day. Temperatures will be in the lower 80s for us, and temperatures overnight, that looks to be the best for me personally. We'll have these temperatures in the lower 60s starting Friday night, lasting through the weekend. So if you have any activities planned, or if you're looking for something to do for this weekend, probably going to be a really great weekend out there to head outside, maybe even do some camping if you're into that. That looks like a really great outdoor sleeping weather for me.
Now I'm locked in on that, but after 2 days of a lot of rain, one day where it tries to transition, lingering clouds or fog Saturday morning, I've got to be patient because it's going to take a while to turn pretty.
True, and you were wanting to mow, so you might have to wait a little longer on that. So,
well, somebody that's not going to mow is our cute kid. Way too young, but certainly cute. It's Elnora. She's only a few months away from her first birthday, and her parents say she might be the cutest baby hands down.
Well, I don't know. She does have a really cute little outfit on there, doesn't she? She already has 2 teeth and is learning how to pull herself up on her own. If you want your kid featured on our show, just head on over to KSNT.com, go to the news tab, and click on Cute Kids.
So researchers right here in the state are testing a coronavirus vaccine. Coming up, we're going to tell you when doctors expect to have a vaccine available. But first, how many people they need to test first?
Hey, listen up. You need to hear everything I'm about to tell you because right now everything is on sale at Carpet One. Yes, everything is up to 50% off. Every carpet, every floor, every color, every style. Save up to $500 or more on any carpet or floor. Hardwood, carpet, laminate, ceramic tile, luxury vinyl. The choice is yours. Plus, take 36 months to pay with no interest. It's the Carpet One Everything sale with up to 50% off. We make it beautiful for less.
As we celebrate 25 years of Renewal by Andersen in our communities, we reflect on the times we've shared together. By installing long-lasting trust with our customers, we've become the preferred window and door company by homeowners. For the first time ever, we're offering no money down, no interest, no payments for 25 months. To add to that, we're offering $200 off each window, plus 50% off installation. Call us today to get started. Renewal by Andersen, the better way to a better window.
They're on the attack. Mitt Romney Republicans and never-Trumpers are coming for Chris Kobach. They think Kobach's too conservative. The Romney crowd loves Roger Marshall. The guy who's part of the Washington swamp. Marshall's taken big bucks from opioid and drug companies. He refused to give up his own pay during the government shutdown. And he voted to add trillions to the national debt. Swampy Roger Marshall, wrong for Kansas. Sunflower State is responsible for the content of this ad.
America, we want to help get you back to it. And here's how, with the Ford Promise. Visit your Ford dealer, finance a new, certified pre-owned or used vehicle through Ford Credit, and if you lose your job, you can return it for up to 1 year from the day you bought it. You can also get 0% APR financing for 72 months across the Ford lineup. Let us help get you back to it with the Ford Promise.
Bob Hamilton. He's no career politician.
He's a plumber.
World-class water skier.
Yep.
Crazy Trump-supporting, American-loving, flag-waving conservative. See? Kobach can't win. Marshall, he's one hot mess and moderate squish.
Yep. I'm definitely voting Bob.
Man's not afraid to make waves.
I'm Bob Hamilton, and I approve this message.
Have you lost or found a pet? Go to KSNT.com and post your pet notice today.
Thanks so much for spending time with us on KSNT News. 21 NFL players have tested positive for coronavirus since reporting to training camps. Now, that's less than the 107 players who tested positive during the offseason. But right now, team members are in close contact with each other for long periods of time. The NFL says that players and coaches are being tested for the virus daily. Training camp started for many teams last week, although veteran players didn't return until Tuesday, meaning that all team members who plan to play this season are in camp. Now, Major League Baseball is experiencing similar problems. Less than a week after it started the season, games are already being postponed as players test positive for the virus. AMC Theaters now has reached a deal with Universal Studios that will make Universal's movies available for streaming earlier. Now, under the agreement, Universal's new films will be exclusive to theaters for 17 days or 3 weekends. And that's a huge drop from the customary 70 days. After that, Universal and its sister studio, Focus Theaters, will have the option of releasing the film to video on demand. The agreement only applies to AMC Theaters in the U.S. The debate on how and when to send students back to school is ongoing, and we're learning more about at least one district's plan for fall. We'll fill you in after the break.
Yesterday, our high temperatures actually made it up into the mid to upper 80s. Some locations got pretty close to our average temperature of 90 degrees for this time of the year. However, we're going to be much cooler than that as we go throughout the next few days. We'll talk about that coming up.
Big rigs can cause big injuries.
Get big help.
In a wreck, need a check?
Call the Patterson Legal Group today.
Patterson Legal is the way to go. Call 431-0000.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard. This summer, we'll be traveling in a cabin where every seat is premium and all baggage flies free. So fasten your seatbelts and enjoy the panoramic views. Nissan is offering non-stop routes to summer.
And now is the best time to get into a new Nissan. Get 0% financing for up to 84 months on 12 models, or get a low $199 per month lease on the 2020 Nissan Rogue.
At this moment in our country's history, Kansas needs a conservative fighter in the United States Senate, Chris Kobach.
The time is now to stand up for the proven principles and constitutional rights that have made this country great and made this country strong. We must reject the political correctness that the progressives and the left are constantly putting on us and stand up for the time-tested values of hard work, faith in God, and the United States Constitution.
Free Forever PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Get an internet experience that puts you at the center. Cox Internet, starting at just $19.99 a month for up to 10 megs. Upgrade to Gigablast, and you'll never need to slow down. And add panoramic Wi-Fi to get a connection that automatically optimizes for fast Wi-Fi in your home. Plus, you can pause your Wi-Fi for family time. Get internet that's all about you. Cox Internet, starting at just $19.99 a month for up to 10 megs. Call or click today.
I'm Dennis Taylor. As you decide for U.S. Congress, please remember, I'm the only candidate not speaking ill of other Republicans. I've run a positive campaign, focused on what matters to you. A plan to get us back to work and school. A plan to test, trace, and isolate the virus. A pledge to give 50% of my paycheck to COVID-19 relief. And a pledge to serve no more than 2 terms in Congress. I'm Dennis Taylor, and I approve this positive message because I'm the only candidate that'll bring us together to win in November.
America's longest running show. If it's Sunday, it's Meet the Press. Sunday mornings at 8 on KSNT.
How much does it cost to hire Patterson Legal Group after you've been hurt in a wreck?
Zero, zilch, nada.
Some people don't call an attorney because they don't think they can afford one.
At Patterson, there's never a fee until we win your case.
Call 431-0000.
Call us for 3M earplug case.
Thanks for being with us on a Wednesday morning. Along with Becky Taylor, I'm David George, and we've got rain already creeping into some communities.
Yeah, probably going to end up to be a pretty wet Wednesday out there for most of us. We've got quite a bit of rain chances coming up over the next couple of days with a large storm system that's just going to be spinning over our area, and that's going to bring us several of these chances for rain. But right now, we actually have a really great start to the day out here on our central Topeka camera. We've got some sunshine peeking through the clouds there, and we are dry for now, but that's probably going to change as we go throughout this afternoon. Temperatures, though, are pretty mild. We're at 75 degrees in Topeka, and many of us are in the low to mid 70s today. We still have a fairly high dew point sitting at 71 degrees, so that's making it feel pretty muggy as you head out the door this morning. And we've got a couple more days of these muggy conditions until we get this storm system out of here, and that should drop our humidity as we head towards the weekend. But right now, that system's getting its act together over the Texas and Oklahoma panhandles. We'll continue to see that work its way into northeast Kansas as we go throughout the next couple of days, and sticking with us, bringing with us these chances for showers and storms. So right now we do have just some spotty activity showing up in some portions of the area, mainly in Geary and Riley counties this morning. Just more light activity showing up everywhere else this morning too. So we'll see that coverage increasing throughout the daytime today. We'll probably see some heavier rainfall out of some of these as well throughout this afternoon especially. Temperatures will warm up into the low to mid 80s today, but we will cool off behind this system. We still have a couple more days though to get through with some storm chances, and we'll talk more about that coming up.
This morning, hospitals around the country and places like Florida and Texas are being pushed closer and closer to capacity as coronavirus pandemic grows each day. But what about here in northeast Kansas? KSNT News reporter James Ryan is live in central Topeka. And James, you spoke with some local hospital administrators. What about the hospital bed situation right now?
David, the hospital bed situation is really only a piece of it. It's obviously an important piece, but I'm told that it's only one of the things that they are measuring when it comes to how they are tracking the pandemic. Now, Stormont Vail Hospital in Topeka, for instance, they look at things like bed capacity, staffing, equipment. Dr. Salah Najim is the Vice President of Acute Care Services at Stormont Vail. He says they rank each of those categories in a color system from green to red.
There were a few periods in time where we were almost operating in the red, especially when we had several of our staff members being exposed and in isolation or quarantined.
As for bed count, Stormont Vail has a floor with 32 rooms that have negative airflow. This is where they've been keeping coronavirus patients so the virus can't spread from room to room. Dr. Najim tells me they've only ever used half of this floor, and if that fills up, they do have another 46 negative flow rooms in other parts of the hospital. And as far as trend goes, Dr. Najim tells me that they have been seeing a trend upwards starting at the end of June going through mid, and now we're in the end of July. He says they are seeing it. It looks like it is topping off, but it's hard to tell whether it'll keep going up or go down. It's been really hard to predict how the pandemic is going to go. Live in central Topeka, James Ryan, KSNT News.
Thanks a lot, James, and a special thanks to all the healthcare workers. The CDC puts together an estimate of that percentage of hospital beds that are occupied in each state, and we've included a link to that and statements from other area hospitals on our website, ksnt.com.